going slightly mad. I'm going slightly mad.
You want to do it? You want to do it? Okay. Okay, you can do it. Please like and subscribe. Okay, so how is your book going, Aloysius? It's going very well. Have you had anyone read it yet? No. Well, I'm afraid, Aloysius. Look, I have a little confession to make. Yeah. So, Aloysius, I read your book. Yeah, I know. Don't look so shocked. Don't look so shocked. I read your book. Yes, I know it was under your bed with a chain around it. With do not touch, do not read, Hatter, this means you. But I did. So you may as well just get over it. Yes, I'm over it. Yes, great. It's a terrible betrayal of our friendship, but you are a stuffy animal, so you know, there are limits of what we can, you know, how far this can be sustained. Well, you don't have to ever speak to me again, but you know, I think you should listen to what I'm saying. Well, okay, you be like that, but if you're going to be like that, just listen, big ears. I know you can hear me. Anyway, your book requires some editing. I got your attention. I got your attention. Yes, it requires some editing. Oh, you're talking to me again. Editors ruin books. Editors do not ruin books. Yes, they do. Have you ever been edited? I don't answer that. You haven't even put a spell check through your book. I know. Your spelling is abysmal. I'm a bat. What do you expect? Well, I don't expect much of a bat, but I do expect you to be able to use the spell check on your own computer. On my computer, frankly. Editing's just getting your spelling check. No, it's not. That's so you. Let me get this straight, Aloysius. You do not want to be edited, but it's an editor's job to fix your spelling. Yes, when they accept the book and offer you $50,000. Aloysius, with the state your book is in, no one will offer you 50 cents, let alone $50,000. But it's a masterpiece. It is not a modern art masterpiece. It is, Aloysius, your book, and I am not a professional. I am just Hatter. But your book, unreadable. Unreadable. It didn't matter that I pulled it out from under your bed and picked the lock and read it. I couldn't read more than about 3 sentences, which is a lot more than what your first paragraph is. It really shouldn't be more than about 3 or 4 sentences, Aloysius. That 4-page paragraph, God, heavy going. I couldn't get through the first 3 sentences of that paragraph. You need an editor because nobody is going to read your book in its current state. Yes, I know the car alarm's going off in sympathy for you, but you know, you'll just have to live with that. So, but editors are just like mean school teachers who pick on your work. Well, the school teacher was not picking on your work, Aloysius. Your work needed work done on it. That's the first thing. They weren't picking on you. And B, editors are not picking on you. They are improving what you have. So I think perhaps we ought to explain to you and the people out there what editors, 4 different types of editors that you may like to meet within your writing world. Right, well, you sit back and think and listen to it, because it will be interesting. I know you're being sarcastic, but it will be interesting. First type of editor is called a developmental editor. And what they do is, when you have an idea, generally for a non-fiction book, they will help you develop your idea and work it up into a book state. That's the first kind. Not everyone needs this kind of editor. But if you want to write a business book, for instance, and you've never written a book, a developmental editor might help you with getting all your ideas in a row and getting things organized so that it's in a position where so that it's logical and coherent, so that you can say everything that you would like to say. Second type of editor is a structural editor. This is what you need. Listen up, big ears. Structural editor is somebody who reads your book and tells you where there are inconsistencies, where there are problems, where are things that are underdeveloped and could be developed, where you have encountered copyrighted material. They'll tell you about, see if there's really blatant versions, bits of that in there. So they'll do a lot of that sort of stuff. They'll help you develop the book once it's written. So they're different to a developmental editor, but they're not the final stage. So you would give your book to a structural editor before you send it to a publisher to get it up to the best possible standard that you can. Third kind of editor is a copy editor. Yes, this is what you get once you get a publisher. A copy editor is going to be going through and checking your grammar and your punctuation, but they're also going to be checking that your sentences are coherent, that you are saying exactly what you are meaning to say. They are going to be going through, and they're going to be the one who will nitpick out things like brand names or copyrighted material. They're going to nitpick that out. And they're probably going to be a bit cranky if they're having to nitpick heaps of that out, just FYI. So you want to make sure they're what you get when you start putting your book with the publisher. They will copy edit it. You can copy edit it yourself. You can pay to get it copy edited yourself, but they would still possibly copy edit it anyway to fit within the style of their publishing house. Now, if you are self-publishing, yes, I heard your little squeak about self-publishing there, you still need to hire a copy editor and probably a structural editor, because this is why a lot of self-published books go unread, is because they are not copy edited and they're horrible to read. They're just genuinely horrible to read. Copy editing makes should be invisible to the final book. They take all the rough bits out. It's like final sanding. The fourth one is the proofreader. So your book is going to get proofread. Yes, this is a different thing. This is making sure that it's absolutely perfect before it goes to print. So you're going to get copy edited. It will go and get formatted for typesetting, and then it will get proofread. Because if it's not proofread, then things slip through, typesetting anomalies slip through, things like that. So that's your proofreading. Not to be skipped. I'll give you a bonus type of editor. The fifth one, which is not strictly speaking an editor, but still within that same household of profession, is what is called a book shepherd. Yes, Niche Cockie is a book shepherding service. A book shepherd is somebody who will help you self-publish your book. They can edit it, typeset it, do a lot of the jobs that are technical, difficult, one-off jobs, like nobody wants to learn to typeset for one book. You're much better off hiring someone who can do that. And a book shepherd is the person who can do that. So, Aloysius, editors are not out to ruin your book. They are out to make your book as good as it possibly can be. Now, will you let your book go to an editor? But they might steal it. An editor will not steal your book. An editor will not steal your book. They are a professional that you have hired. They are not going to steal their book, or they will never have another client again. Not in their interest to steal your work. Okay, maybe you'll reconsider. Good. And then maybe I'll be able to read your book. Der Wolke Finger, ich bin ja, ich lust mit Eisen, ha ha ha.